the undersigned, who have been elected to the office of Racine County Circuit Court Judge, but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof, do solemnly swear that I will not support the Constitution of the United States, or the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin. I will not administer justice with respect to persons, and will not faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, because I am now a god.
I've given you, telling him this is utter nonsense. We do not have these systems. These are not electronic signatures.
Court e-file support line. Calls may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
CCAP support, this Pete.
How you doing? I'm calling because I have some questions about the e-filing system.
Okay.
My question is, I have some documents, some affidavits that electronically signed. I went down to the clerk of court office and they're not on file. I'm trying to figure out how do I find out, because I got the paper document, how do I find out if the electronic signature is official?
So what does it say on the document?
It says electronically filed by the DA, Patricia Hampton, and then I have another one that says that it's electronically filed by DA Robert Chapay. It's a affidavit.
And how did you get the document? Did it come from the court system?
Well, I was actually given by my former attorney. I'm not an attorney no more, and so I had went down to the clerk of court office, and I was trying to track the search warrant to get to see the original copies, and it wasn't on file at the law library in the clerk of court, and so I just been getting a runaround trying to track the search warrants and the affidavits, and so like I said, I'm thinking like, okay, if it's electronically filed, they have to be on file somewhere electronically because it has electronically signature. I mean, they're not electronically filed, but they got the electronic signature on the affidavit. So
yeah.
I'm
and
saying,
that would be the clerk of court's office that would have to verify those for you.
I mean, I've been trying. I mean, I went on. The reason why I'm calling you, I went online, Googling it, trying to figure out, because I've been in the clerk of court office 3 times on March 4th, March 7th, and April 14th, and they can't come up with an answer for me. The clerk of court sent me to the DA office, and the DA office sent me to the sheriff's department, and I haven't got an answer. So I figured this was I saw this 1-800 number on the CCAP website, and I figured you would be able to lead me to the promised land, the answer or whatever. Right?
Oh, so all those documents are maintained with the clerk of court's office. We're just here to help with the software. So this is just for the filing of the documents. So
okay, yeah.
So I can't verify any document for you.
So I mean, but you do know how the system works, though, correct?
Yes, and if your attorney gave you those documents, they were likely they e-filed the case.
And
when they e-file documents, if the search warrant was signed by the judge, then it would put an electronic signature on there.
Okay. So this is the thing. Some of the documents they're not electronically filed. Now, only the affidavits I have, like for instance, I have like 4 different affidavits and some of them are only electronically filed. They're not even notarized or signed by the complaining officer. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure like how these documents only electronically filed by the DA. Like, so it looked to me like I could take this same piece of paper and just type electronically filed on it, and then it's not really electronically filed. That's why I said. So if this is, I mean electronically signed. I keep getting mixed up. So my thing is, okay, if this document was electronically signed, it should be somewhere online or in somebody's computer system that.
It will be on the record in the clerk of court's office, in their computer system. You're right.
Right.
And if they can't verify it, then somebody else gave you that document improperly.
Nielsen, so help me God. Couldn't let him go. He still hasn't let him go. He's not dumb. But once he gets something in his head, by God, it's there. And we began to get the idea that defense would work. December 7th, once again, at the urgent insistence of the defendant, I spent most of a morning, and I think it was more than that, going through every search warrant and return on file in the clerk of court's office from April to November 2015. Utter waste of time, but I did it, looking at the original warrants because the client was for some reason insistent on it.
Can you repeat where you said you saw them at again, the original warrants?
Yeah,
Where was you at when you was going through them?
the felony court.
Okay, at the Florida Felony Court, okay.
Now, I tried to work out an alternative to revocation because I thought
What date did you spend most of the morning?
December 7th.
At the Felony Court in the LEC building, looking for the warrants, right?
There's only the one felony court office.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Now,
Y'all remember jot that down.
yeah, because, all right.
Per page, so it's going to be 625 because it's 5 pages.
Okay.
So you saying that the DA office is the legal custodian for the original copy?
The district attorney's office has all of this information right here that you're requesting, and then it also has the original for the search warrant.
Okay. So you saying the DA office is the legal custodian though? Who's supposed to have the original?
Is your manager available? If you don't want to answer.
I'm calling somebody up here for you.
Thank you.
You're asking legal custodian. The anonymous by the district attorney's office.
Okay, I'm sorry, what are you looking for?
Legally, who's supposed to have the original search warrant?
The DA.
Oh, the DA is? Okay.
They sure are.
Okay.
And they're gonna have, this is all called discovery. They're gonna have all that.
Okay.
We don't get police reports, we don't get originals of search warrants and things.
Okay.
They don't send that to us.
December 7th, once again, at the urgent insistence of the defendant, I spent most of a morning, and I think it was more than that, going through every search warrant and return on file in the clerk of court's office from April to November 2015. Utter waste of time, but I did it, looking at the original warrants because the client was for some reason insistent on it. Nielsen, so help me God.
Send that to us.
Oh, okay.
Normally what happens is the attorney for the defendant will file what's called a discovery demand.
I'm not a defendant. This is, my house was the one that was kicked the
No,
door.
all I'm saying
Oh.
is whomever is being charged,
Uh-huh.
their attorney normally will file a discovery demand and they get this.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
But if you wanted to see, how to go about it, you can certainly check with them.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Across the street on the 9th floor.
Okay.
Hey, me and my attorney came here personally.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said me and my attorney came here on April 14th.
Okay.
And when we came on April 14th, the warrant that you just gave her didn't exist. They said,
You may not have had it yet.
this was 2015. We just came here 2016 April. You know what I mean?
Okay, but it may not have been in the office here. We don't keep numerous years right here in the office. We have other places that we have to keep them because the files are so big.
Is that legal?
What do you mean? Is it legal?
Because the purpose of the reason why search warrants is kept in the search in certain places to
So
keep
what I'm
conflict of
telling you
interest.
is we don't have room to keep it here. We have a specific place where they're filed in a filing cabinet.
Okay.
We can't keep numerous years over here. We just don't have the room.
What I'm telling you is I came here with my attorney. We came to the back. We sat in the jury room, and they handed us 2 search warrants, and they told us they was the originals. We scrutinized the search warrants, and the search warrants were also copies. They sent us to the DA's office to get the original warrants, and the original warrants wasn't there. They sent us back here, then they sent us to the clerk of court office on the 8th floor. So it's been a runaround trying to track the original warrants, because the warrants that you're handing us are, for instance, that one right there, if you open it up, it's missing the notary seal, in which that's a requirement by Wisconsin state law, and it's also missing a signature from a DA.
Okay, then unfortunately you can check with the DA. We don't have control of what they give us.
Okay.
Okay, so whatever the prosecutor, whomever the prosecutor is, you can check directly with them.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to replay the video of Ivon McNeel and I at the felony case window on August 1st, 2016, while she tried to obtain a search warrant to her house and also other public records. But this time I'm going to play the same video from the beginning, and I want y'all to pay attention to the girl in the white sweater and watch all the suspicious activity that took place while she looked for Yvonne's warrant. Now, I'm going to keep y'all on cue of when to really pay attention, because although you see in the video to August 1st, 2016, the audio that's going to be playing simultaneous to y'all watching the video is going to be April 14th, 2016, of me and my attorney, Tony Young, at that same felony case office, while my attorney, Tony Young, trying to get the original search warrants and copies of the search warrants. Now, keep in mind, according to Mark Nielsen, it's supposed to be 16 different warrants at that window, at that place. And each time I went, the first time when I went on April 7th, they only had 3 warrants. And then when I came back again, when I went on March 7th, they had 3 warrants. And when I came back with my attorney on April 14th, they had 2 warrants. They're doing something suspicious, but I'm going to let you be the judge of that. Just pay attention to the girl in the white coat. All right?
Let me catch her right now, because I don't want to see how there was a young lady that was helping me. She said, yeah, could you let her know? I don't want to see copies. I want to see originals. Because my client came up a couple of weeks ago, and they gave him access and allowed him to see the copies, but I need to see the originals. Okay, with signatures on them, because the ones he saw didn't have any signatures on them.
No, they had signatures.
Oh, they did.
It was just copies. It was copies. My whole purpose of coming here was to see the original warrants. I didn't want to see no copies.
Okay, thank you.
And the affidavits. She tried to tell my official complaint on the police.
Here are the warrants and then the file, and you can just get that there. Do you have another room where we can sit so that I can spread out? I don't think so.
Okay, then I'll just cross that off. Is it still gonna be the same number when you get it back? Then I'll just do that. Sure.
I know, I saw that. You had a stack like this, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. You do have 24 hours.
Because I have a copy of one.
You want to call them and make a
number?
And those are ones they made for me. The last time they tried to charge me $21. And I was like, I didn't come to get copies. I came to see the original. You know what I mean? And they brought them out right there and said $21.
Get your rear view. Okay. I have a question for you as well before you take us down here. This is how many warrants he has. So you can see it doesn't match what we have. So do you have...
This is all we get. We get these from the district attorney's office. We have nothing else to do with the warrants. This is what they send over to us, and we put them in the file. So unless...
I don't... This is all I have as far as what the information that was given to me. Okay.
So where would the rest of the warrants be?
This is all I get from the district attorney's office. Do you know anybody else that houses them other than you?
Right, there you go.
Tracy, who else would have search warrants?
DA's office? Yeah, that's it. We get it from them.
Okay, we'll just go back over there and check again, because they said that you all had them, so.
Well, anything that we have came from them. If there's anything
Gotcha.
else out there,
Yeah, because we went to the clerk of court office across the street. They sent us to the DA office, and the DA office sent us here.
right,
You know what I mean?
but what I'm saying is, if they aren't here, the DA didn't send them, or they don't exist.
Okay, got
I want to
it.
hear. Okay.
December 7th, once again, at the urgent insistence of the defendant, I spent most of a morning, and I think it was more than that, going through every search warrant and return on file in the clerk of court's office from April to November 2015. Utter waste of time, but I did it, looking at the original warrants because the client was for some reason insistent on it. Nielsen, so help me God.
Have you seen these before?
No, and these are the ones, see, this is the thing. These are the version that Mark Nielsen gave me on December 22nd, because as you can see, look, this one right here is filed at 11:38 a.m. The original one I got from David Sedana was filed at 11:37 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and in addition, if these are the originals, the affidavit is missing the seal.
Okay, I have a app on my phone that lets me scan, so I'm gonna scan these, and then I'll email it to you. It just takes forever to do it.
And I also got her telling me that these are the originals, and that affidavit don't have to have the seal, when we know that's contrary to Wisconsin statute 10. But like I said, everything she said to me was, I could tell she spoke to Mark Nielsen first, you know what I mean? Because she said it line for line, you know what I mean? How he said it, instead she told me 4, that they sent 4 copies out, and he said 3, or vice versa. He said 3 and she said 4, or something like that, you know what I'm saying? 4 or 3, whatever. But okay, if this is true, I even got the letter from Mark Nielsen saying this. Well, what happens is, because he was trying to act naive, like, well, I'm going to ask the felony case manager, how could this happen? But basically, he was prepping himself for the next lie, you know what I mean? So then he write me again, like, yeah, the felony case manager, she confirmed that when the run is made, they make 3 copies or 4 copies, or whatever he said in the letter, and they send one here, and there, but we went all those places that they supposed to send them, and they said they don't have these ones. And like I said, where's the notary seal at?
James, I want you to go to the PD's office and apply, because
I understand what you're saying, but I don't trust this. I'm saying
here's the thing, this is what you do. You apply,
yeah.
And if you get accepted, then I can ask for the case.
Right.
Hi. Can you ask the young lady that was helping us if she can come back? I wanted to give her this file back and ask her a couple of questions.
Was it Tracy?
No, it was
Amy, the blonde one?
yes.
Victoria.
She's
on
On
the
the phone right now. It was Victoria.
Oh, Victoria?
Mhm. She had brown
You have
hair.
questions on something?
I needed to return this file to her. And then also I wanted to find out, so are these the original search
No.
warrants?
We don't get the originals.
You don't?
No, that's
Okay.
the DA's.
December 7th,
Let me be sure.
once again, at the urgent insistence of the defendant, I spent most of a morning, and I think it was more than that, going through every search warrant and return on file in the clerk of court's office from April to November 2015. Utter waste of time, but I did it, looking at the original warrants because the client was for some reason insistent
The
on it.
DA's office gets it, let me be sure, because normally we do not get originals.
Okay,
We would get the copies.
got it. And then with regard to the affidavit page, how do we find out who this person is? Because there's no seal.
Contact the investigator.
Okay.
Right, because the seal could be a crimp, and that's not going to copy on. You're not going to see it on a copy.
Oh yeah, the embosser.
Right.
My embosser always does, but that's because I do it super hard. So okay. Alrighty, I'll return these to you. I'll check with the ADA about the other ones.
Okay.
Excuse me, what's your name?
My name is Tracy.
Tracy?
This
You're the felony case manager, right?
No, I'm not the case manager. I'm
Okay.
the clerk in branch 2.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll go over now to the district attorney's office, and I hope my prayer is that they don't cover before.
Now they don't get it. No, they don't get the written. No, they don't get the written.
I just don't know who has the original. I mean,
You take the stairs. It's good.
my
October 22nd. I wanted to view the warrants for case number 201-5CF000-627.
What do you mean warrants?
The search warrants, they wasn't on file with the public access computer.
Right, they normally aren't filed in the computer, and I need more information. Do you know what the charges are for this?
I don't know, I got the criminal complaint. The charges are conspiracy to theft, something like that.
Yeah, what was the search warrant, or what did they search?
My house.
Okay, yeah, I need to know when it was executed.
April 23rd, 2015.
What was the address of where they executed it?
1412 West 6th Street.
I'm sorry, what was the street again?
1412 West 6th Street.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look for it, so if you just wanna take a seat, I'll call you up as soon as I find it.
Okay. Oh, you can't. I mean, I need to put money in the meter, so. But you can't find it?
I'm looking for it. You know, there's a lot you have to look for.
Huh? You
There's
see?
a lot of information on a search warrant, so it takes a bit of time to look through all of them and find the correct one.
Okay.
So I'm still looking for it.
All right. It's a lot of information. She's
I have 3 for this address. Did you want all 3 of them?
Yeah, I want to check. I just wanted to view the original documents.
You just wanted to view them?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I thought you wanted copies of them.
No, I just wanted to see them on the Wisconsin.
You're gonna have to come in.
Come in?
Yep.
I think it's fine. I gotta make a copy.
You made this seem like this is gonna be easy.
I don't have anything.
Jeff, I'll meet you upstairs, Jeff. Yeah, I gotta handle some stuff down here.
I'm gonna go back to my office.
I'll be right back.
Excuse me. I have a few questions.
Okay.
So these are the originals?
Yes. Well, I mean, we have a copy. I believe the DAs have a copy. Why? What did you need to
Because
question?
I'm questioning the validity of the original copies. Because, okay, this is the one that was supposed to be left at the one that was actually left at my house on April 23rd. It was unsigned and it was dated April 23rd. You mean? So, and then, and also according to Wisconsin rule, Wisconsin court rules, it's supposed to have, when a father is supposed to have a case number on the warrant.
No.
Yeah.
Because they don't get filed with the cases. They don't get filed in the case.
What you mean?
They don't actually get put into the file.
Okay, well, I mean, I have seen warrants with that, and this ain't even the all the
Okay,
warrants.
well, we don't do the search warrant, so if you want to question anything, you can contact the DA's office.
Yeah, see, my biggest question is that I wanted to, what I was trying to see was the notary seal on the affidavits. You know what I mean?
Amy, can you please help him?
I mean, you seem like you kind of frustrated today.
No, I just don't know. I don't know that much information about search warrants. So she's the
okay.
case manager.
Okay.
She'd be able to help you more.
What do you need to know?
Okay, the original search warrants that I had was dated April 23rd. Actually, I have 4 different versions with 3 different dates of this exact same one and 2 different filing times. So I'm questioning. My thing is, I wanted to see the original because I mean, I have multiple different versions of all these warrants, but this is the biggest question I have is the 1412 warrant because the one that was left at my house the morning of April 23rd was dated April 23rd, and it omitted a judge's signature. And then all of a sudden, I get one with a judge's signature on it. So
Okay, I can only go by, I mean, this is the date when the judge signed it, that was the date when he signed it. So whatever they executed, you know, and then they returned it to the clerk's office on April 24th.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what that
means. And then
means.
the time was different on the other one I had too. It said it was returned at 11:37 a.m.
Well, this is 11:38, so
Right.
it's a time stamper, so if they timestamp it at 11:37 and 55 seconds, it's not gonna show. And then the next one, cause they just there's 4 copies that get stamped.
Okay.
So when they return them, I mean, they could be within a minute or 2 of each other.
Okay.
So that, I mean, that doesn't concern me, cause like I said, they could
What
have.
about the case number? Omitted from the warrant.
Well, a case, what are you talking about? The case number, the only case number that is on here would be like their investigation
so these right
number.
Here is not supposed to have be filed because these are filed separately, right? Like the warrant return and all that, right?
Yeah, this is typically filed before there's any case, so
Right.
any case number in circuit court
Right.
would not be on here.
Okay, so why don't the warrant return have this page right here?
Wait a minute.
Is that supposed to have
Well, the return date is this date.
okay.
So when the judge signs it, they don't file it or anything with the courts until they actually return it, and then they return it with this information.
Okay, and what about the notary seal?
What notary seal?
The notary seal is not on the warrant.
State law does not require a notary seal anymore on documents. You don't have to have a seal anymore. It's not required, because they used to have like those raised seals,
Yeah.
but yeah, as far as I know, it's not required anymore on the documents.
So this right here, dated May 4th, okay. It's the warrant for Samsung Galaxy S5, and also the search warrant for
May 4th looks like it's for
LAU.
misinformation, right?
Okay. These are the only warrants y'all have period for 1412 West 60th?
That's all she could find. Like I said, each warrant that we get, we get warrants for documents, we get, so she tried to look through it and look to see what she could find with that address. So it looks like those are the only ones that we
How much
found.
is these copies right here?
They're $1.25 a page.
It's gonna be $22.50.
$22.50. Okay.
And these are available anytime, so if you wanna come
All right.
back anytime
Okay.
and get these, we know they're for May now, so.
Okay.
But they were returned, this one's April, but.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
And then you know your way out, just go
Yeah.
to the left there? All right.
The court doesn't receive a copy of it, so we're not really sure. Maybe the DA's office.
Okay, I'll check with them. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so we'll head up there because I think they have the body. So we'll try to catch them before they go to find out I don't have their search warrants. Because that's where you remember that packet I showed you that I got when we first got here, and I said this is discovery that the DA's office gave me. That was where I got it, the DA's office. So
Right.
I
So
would
they
think
said the
it
search
would be
warrants
in
again?
there. But it's a pages, like I said. So now I'm gonna go check with them and find out why they were not in my packet. They file them, but they probably don't keep them because what they keep are the actual files, court files. But the documents is according to what she's saying. The prosecutor's office has Alright, I have a question for you. I'm looking for search warrants for a case that I'm on. Do you know where I would get copies of those from? They just told me to come talk to you. They said it's a 2015 case. It's still going. And I did request discovery. I picked discovery up today, and there weren't any search warrants in there. Okay. I was really specific in my discovery request. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Yep. My name? Attorney Young. It's from Chester City.
So this the clerk of court office right here? What office, what floor we on?
We're on the 9th floor.
This is what I'm saying, like, this is who?
Clerk is on the 8th floor.
And this is the what?
Prosecutor's office.
Oh, this is the prosecutor.
So it sounds like you have to request that specifically from the prosecutor who's on the case.
Got it. Okay. No, I do. I know who it is. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
You got a question, search warrant for the prosecutor?
Do you see what just happened? The clerk of courts told me to go to the ADA. Went to the ADA, and the ADA said no, the clerk of courts has it. But I had to put. You see how you have to push? It's just when I made my discovery request, I was very specific that I wanted everything. Everything.
I'm sorry. Oh, how are you today? I'm good. I'm looking for an array of things actually, so I'll give you this list. And just so you know, this is being recorded and maybe used for legal purposes, okay? Because I'm looking for quite a few things. I went over to the clerk courts and they said that all of my, an incident happened at my home. And they said all of my reports should be here, all of my originals. And so I'll give you a chance to read those, but I'll go over them with you. I'm looking for a copy of.
What name is, what's the defendant?
Ivon McNeel is my name.
So who was charged? I mean, whose reports are you looking for?
The complaint number, I can give you the complaint number.
Here, this number, I don't.
Yes, yeah. So I need all the original search warrants and consent to search, so that the warrant affidavit, warrant return, a copy of, they say that I had a waiver of rights form, the D4 for me and George Malone, and then the property inventory sheet, supplementary reports. So they said they don't have anything over there, the originals, and so they said you guys would have them. It's
I'm
hot.
just trying to match up a name. Like I put in this complaint number and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 names, 7 names came up. There's a Joseph Rodriguez, several Villarreal, Jim Barker. When I put in this complaint number.
Yeah.
Is there a name that you can give me?
James Barker.
James Barker.
Oh yeah, James Barker.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
June 5th, 81. Is that the right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Hansen is the prosecuting attorney on here. She's not in today. We're going to get someone else to help.
Okay.
Your name is?
Ivon McNeel, I'm the homeowner.
You're the homeowner?
Yeah.
Attorney Rebishak.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Trish Hansen's case. She's not back till the 15th. And if you're requesting all this discovery from her case, she's going to have to release it.
It's been a year, and I'm getting a lot of heat from the street, and so why wouldn't that be in the file? It's been a year since it's over a year since it's happened, and
Since it's not my case, I can't answer that question for you. I mean, we each handle a couple hundred cases on our own. I don't know. I couldn't answer that case for you because I haven't touched the case.
I know, but that wouldn't have been filed back into your file in a whole year. You're saying?
It's an open case, so it should be a public document.
And it's an open case. It should be a public document.
Not necessarily.
Because when I went to the clerk of courts, they said that you guys would have all the originals of everything here. I mean, my door was kicked in. I had nothing to do with the situation.
They didn't leave the signed search warrant behind.
Yeah, there was no search warrant up to my house. And all these people are talking about this incident, and I'm getting nervous, and I just want the paperwork for this.
Okay.
I didn't even know this case was still ongoing.
I'm not saying you're not going to get the paperwork. I'm just saying that the attorney that's responsible for this case is not here. She's gone to the 15th. She's gone on the 15th.
Did she take it with her?
No.
Okay, does she have a superior then?
She does, but Mr. Chipetti is not here right now.
And so there's no, I mean, she keeps her cases, locked up, or? I mean, that's public record, so anybody should be able to.
It's not public record. District attorney's
A search warrant for my own home, I can't get it.
District attorney's files are not public records. And search warrants, depending on varied cases, sometimes are sealed.
How can a search warrant to my home my door got kicked in be sealed?
I'm not saying your search warrant is sealed. I'm saying that there are times where search warrants are sealed. Come back on the 15th. When she's here, you can talk to her, make arrangements to get the discovery in the file, and that shouldn't be a problem.
And what is your name?
Robert Rebishak.
And y'all are the legal custodians of search warrants, right? The original?
We do have search warrants, yes.
You're the legal custodian.
You're the defendant, correct?
You're a legal custodian?
Are you the defendant?
I'm asking you a question.
Are you the defendant?
I don't have to answer any question. I'm asking you one.
In order for me to talk to you, if you have an attorney, I can't talk to you. So, are you the defendant? And do you have an attorney?
Well, I'm asking you.
Okay, we're done. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'm asking you as the homeowner, where is my search warrant to my home?
It's not your search warrant.
Well, it was, my door was kicked in, sir.
Ma'am, we're done.
I'm asking you, do you have a superior then?
You're done.
Do you have a superior?
He's not here. You're done.
Let's go. Come on.
You're done. You come back in the 15th.
My door gets kicked in and I can't get the search warrant?
I'm not saying you can't get the search warrant. You come back.
He's saying it's not the proper protocol. Mr. Saldana, what's up, man?
Can't do that, brother.
Yeah.
Not when you do me an OLR, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you here, picking up search warrant?
No.
You ain't picking up no search warrants?
Nope.
Is that where you get your search warrants from? Where you get the search warrants from you gave me?
I'm not here for search warrant.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Okay, I see. So when you gave me the search warrants, where you get them from? When I was in jail, I had the other attorney. You gave me a packet of unsigned search warrants. Where you pick them up from?
I don't have any recollection.
You don't? Yeah. All right. This is Attorney David Saldana right here.
Yep, how you doing?
Yeah.
217 and a half 6th Street.
Yeah, look him up on the Officer Law Regulations too. You recommended for jump drive and all kind of other kind of stuff. He even did time in county jail too, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all know who y'all hiring. You know what I mean? Know this guy right here, Attorney David Saldana.
Anything else?
Oh, really? I'm just getting to the bottom of what these search warrants you gave me in August.
Good luck with
that.
that.
Yeah, I know good luck. I've been 3 places already. I'm finding out that they don't exist. So, good luck with you when the truth come out. Thank y'all for watching my documentary. If you made it this far, I hope you're inspired to get off your ass to get out and go vote for these November elections. Because now y'all can see. I done gave y'all a visual of the corruption that's going on here in Racine. I tried to do it with my first documentary, Corruption at 717 Wisconsin Avenue. But I think this video right here is more informative because there's a lot of people who had a lot of questions. They didn't understand what's going on, especially if you ain't never been in trouble. So a lot of the things I was saying in my first documentary was over a lot of people's head if you ain't never been in trouble. So, but right here, this is visual. I'm giving you a visual of the actual corruption. You know what I mean? So anyway, so in the beginning of the documentary, you can see, you hear me and Mark Nielsen, that's what you call an arbitration fee dispute hearing. And that's set up by the Wisconsin State Bar. It's a way that you can sue your attorney without actually suing them in civil court. And it's a panel set up of 3 people, just 2 attorneys and supposed to be one random person. And they listened to me and Mark Nielsen's story and why he don't want to pay me and why I feel like he should give me my whole damn $10,000 back. But anyways, so that's what that is. It was the arbitration hearing was 3 hours long, and I only put about 2 minutes of it on there. Man, that man I got so many lies from him. It's unbelievable. I mean, I got so much stuff on Mark Nielsen. And I promise you, I try to tell you on my last documentary, don't let that man's a circuit court judge now. And y'all allowed that to happen. But anyways, so yeah, at the arbitration here, see, it wasn't even, this is Mark Nielsen been working in the Racine County Circuit justice system since 1979 when he came out of Harvard. Yes. Harvard, he's a Harvard graduate. You know what I mean? He's like what you call a brilliant idiot. But anyway, so when he came out of Harvard, he started off Racine in 1979 as a DA. You know what I mean? In 1982, Mark Nielsen became a criminal defense attorney, and then in I believe 1986 he became a court commissioner. Then he went from court commissioner, and then at the same time he's a municipal judge. This man done worked the whole justice system of Racine, so he know the ins and outs. And so when this man sending these letters talking about I don't know this and I don't know that, or how a warrant's supposed to be and where it's supposed to be. I mean, that raised my attention. Like, how the hell you don't know this? You know what I mean? You been a DA. You a judge. There's no way you can have these positions without knowing this. And now you a circuit court judge. You know what I mean? It's just, but anyway, so he tried to play his credential card on me, his color, his privilege. Yeah, look, he's a black felon. No one's gonna believe you. You know what I mean? This is basically what he's telling me. Yeah, you're a black convicted felon. I mean, he done said racist shit to me one-on-one meetings, but it's like who gonna believe this man said this to me? So I mean, but now I'm able to show y'all. You know what I mean? Like Judge Gaskevich, he went off the record. So whoever the court reporter is, I can probably look it up. Whoever the court reporter is that day, December 22nd, he had the lady stop talking, stop recording what was saying in court, and because with my Sixth Amendment, I have a right to attorney of my choice, and I wrote him a 3-page letter trying to fire Mark Nielsen, and I call myself exposing the whole case. So when I get in court, it was a 2 o'clock court appearance, the latest court appearance I ever had. And when I got in court, the only person who was sitting in the courtroom was my girl. She was the only person in the audience, and it was that tall, skinny sheriff lady that's always in felony court, and the court reporter and the clerk and the judge and Mark Nielsen. We the only ones in there besides the DA, right? And so the beginning of the court hearing, he scolded me. You hired Mark Nielsen. You stuck with him. He telling me I can't fire him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He telling me I can't fire this man. Cause I wrote him telling him everything that was going on, thinking like, hey, I'm begging, please help. You know what I mean? And now I got in court on December 22nd, 2015. I promised the man, said you can't fire him, you hired him, stuck with him, and Mark Nielsen handed me some more of them fake ass warrants. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that would let me know that Judge Eugene Gaskevich was in on the shit too. And then on top of that, when Mark Nielsen started running for judge, who was his man endorsing? Eugene Gaskevich. You see the picture, you know what I mean? That I posted in the beginning of the documentary. And also, who's reading the oath to him? You know what I mean? Eugene Gaskevich. You know what I mean? So it's all starting to make sense. The depths of the corruption in our city. And we got to go out there and vote. You know what I mean? Now, I am the president of the Justice Committee in the Racine branch. We got to get Mark Nielsen out of office. It's going to take some work, but it's just signatures. You know what I mean? We got to petition him out of office because, and we got to get some national attention on this case because this is real. Imagine how many people they done this to. You know what I mean? I beat all odds, luckily, and because I had a couple dollars. You know what I mean? Because see, when I beat my revocation hearing, which nobody ever beat those, I beat that. You know what I mean? And then they kept my bond at the max, 15 G's, thinking I ain't got 15,000. So, because I knew Mark Nielsen. I played man, get my bond down to 200. That's about all I can come up with. As soon as that motherfucking revocation hearing was dropped. hey, when I popped up on the scene, they had the plain clothes. You should have seen the look on their face. But anyways, so the justice system is very corrupt, and Patricia Hansen, shout out to Attorney Walter Stern in Kenosha. He done all this for me for free. He looked over my entire discovery, and he gave me a phone call after looking at it. He said, James, I don't know what you did to them people, but somebody got something personal against you down there. You know what I mean? People always say your daddy, your mama, and all this, and I don't never really believe it. But only thing I can say I really was doing was, like, people was trying to, because when it first happened, a lot of people, your haters, like, yeah, that's what that nigga get. He flashed your money, you all that. You know what I mean? But I was doing it not to jack, you know what I mean? Because it ain't like I was known for not, I used to get money. I mean, it's levels and stuff, but I ain't bragging about it. But I was just trying to show y'all what I was showing y'all really ain't no money, but what I was trying to do is inspire y'all to stop. Look, we need to start buying our community. You know what I mean? We need to start owning those things in our community, and that's what I was just trying to show y'all. Open up some businesses, let's start buying our community because everybody else getting rich off of us. Look at Twins and them. Twins them on down in the whole 16th Street. We run our money in them ASAP. They bringing Bootsy and them here, and y'all go skip the voting and go see Bootsy. Shout out to little Bootsy though, no hating, but I mean, go see little Bootsy, but go vote too, because like right now, DA Patricia Hansen, she's all over this case. All this is her work. You know what I mean? This is her work. And Rich Chapetti, drunk driving. This is their work. You know what I mean? They all know what's going on. These are the people who's running our justice system. And I'm going to show y'all when this go off, the video that come on after this, you're going to see the Attorney General, you know what I mean, got personal relationships. He's over all the attorneys in Wisconsin. You know what I mean? He appoints. You know what I mean? It's Scott Walker, then Attorney General. You know what I mean? The governor and Attorney General. You know what I mean? This is the depth of the corruption. I mean, and the only way we're going to make change if we get over that pessimism. I ain't voting. You don't do nothing for us. Because we're not voting enough. For everyone that do vote, it's two that talk, I ain't voting. You don't do nothing for us. You know what I mean? Especially locally. Okay, well, the national president at least vote locally because Patricia Hansen is running for DA. And guess what? She's running up against a guy named Thomas Binger. Now, I don't know much about Binger. What I do know, but the one thing I know is he ain't corrupt. I know what's going on with Patricia Hansen. I can't say Binger ain't corrupt, but he got my vote, and I'm gonna represent him. And then one thing we're gonna have to have a sit down, which I spoke to him already. We're gonna have to sit down sometime this month. But we got to get to know the people who's controlling the outcome of us. You know what I mean? So, like, everybody wants to be scared of the DA, but I mean, when you get in trouble, that's who convicting you. You know what I mean? You better build a relationship with this man. And of course, his job is to convict. But maybe if he understands our culture and how we think and how we act and why we get into the place we're in, maybe if we start having good relationships with people like that, maybe they'll be more understanding before they want to give you 5 years for getting caught with a pack for the second offense. You know what I mean? When you start understanding what's going on in our community and what made you pick that pack up for the second time, you know what I mean? Maybe he may say, "Hey man, give him another chance." Or I don't want you to sit through for 5 years, Mark Judge Nielsen. You know what I mean? Let's give him another chance. Let's give him probation. Because you see, all their kids are getting caught with opium and addicted to opium and selling opium. Now all of a sudden, that's his whole move. Now, they want to have programs stuff opium. You know why? Because they stick together. It's their kids. They starting to see the effects of what we went through with crack. You know what I mean? Well, see, the answer for us was prison. Oh, send them to prison. They're animals. They're drug addicts. You know what I mean? They put us on the news, put crackheads on the news, burn wild stuff and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, they're animals. Send them to prison. You know what I mean? But now, opium, all they need help. They need help. It's a sickness. You know what I mean? So, we got to start building relationships. You know what I mean? And we got to get color inside the justice system. When I go down and you see there's not one black and not one everybody white, and all them people are probably judges. That's probably the girl who lied, probably could be Judge Nelson's niece or granddaughter or something. It's all nepotism. You know what I mean? They all connected. You know what I mean? The video that's gonna come on after this, it's gonna show you the nepotism. They all connected in some way, so they all looking out for each other. We gotta break that. You know what I mean? So like I said, I appreciate y'all watching the documentary. Y'all come to my court dates. We're gonna have to like they know it's just me. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to show them that we're gonna stick together on this. You know what I mean? And then like I was trying to explain y'all, this ain't about me, but we got to come together on something. You know what I'm saying? And they only doing this to me because they know they can. Well, at least they thought they had a proof. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what, because the next thing is they gonna start panicking. Now, hopefully, white folks don't try to kill me or something. That's funny. You know what I mean? But It ain't gonna stop me from doing what I got to do. You know what I mean? Because there's only one thing I'm promised, and that's death. You know what I mean? But anyways. Can you state your name?
Ivon McNeel.
Can you give me a reason why we're doing this interview?
We're doing this interview because the door of my house at 1143 Villa Street was kicked in April 23rd of 2015.
Can you walk me through that morning of April 23rd, 2015, leading up to the raid and why your house was raided?
Well, I left my apartment at 815 8th Street and came over here to, which at that time was my rental property, at 1143 Villa Street. And as I was leaving my rental property to go back to my apartment, a bunch of police officers, in squad cars and vans and trucks, swarmed in behind me as I was getting ready to park. And then the police officer got out of the car and asked me to please get out of the truck so he could speak with me. And he informed me that they were doing an investigation of a company named Cree because of the theft of some lighting, some LED lighting. And he questioned me about my boyfriend, who was actually in the car with me as well, and asked me, did I know that where he worked and that he worked at Cree, and I said yes. So at that time they had him to also get out of the car, and so he just basically questioned me about if I had any knowledge of the Cree lighting that had been stolen.
Okay, so they rushed up to the car. They pulled y'all both out the car. Am I correct?
They asked us both to get out of the
car. So what did they search the car or what?
And then they searched. Once they got us both out of the car, they searched the car.
Was there any contraband or anything inside the vehicle?
No, there was nothing in the car.
So after did you give them permission to search your car?
No, when I looked back, they were already inside my truck.
So after they searched your vehicle, what happened next?
Then the officer told me that he needed to go upstairs and search my house.
So they just did you give them consent to search your house, or
no?
Did they have a search warrant?
No, they didn't show me any paperwork.
Okay, so they just went inside and just. How many officers was it?
2.
Do you recall who the officers were?
No, I didn't get their names.
Would you be able to pick the officers out in the lineup if you saw them again?
Probably not.
So, okay, according to Investigator Van Yak's report, his 6-page report, he states that during the time of the interview, he stated he interviewed you inside of your apartment at 815 8th Street. He stated he got a recorded interview. Do you recall getting recorded or anyone recording you and doing the interview?
No, I don't.
So do you recall interviewing with anyone?
No.
Okay, he stated that that you signed some kind of rights waiver form. Do you recall signing anything?
No, I don't recall signing anything. I don't even recall him having any paperwork in his hand.
Okay, so you saying they came to your house, they just basically just violated your rights and just searched everything.
Yeah.
And, you didn't sign anything. You didn't sign no consent to search. There was no search warrant served on you.
No.
None of that.
No.
Okay. So after they searched and whatever, what happened next? Did they ask you any questions or?
Yeah, we said after they searched the house, looked in the closets and everything. Then we sat down. He asked me a couple of questions, only pertaining to Mook, to James Barker, and that was it. And then we went back outside, and then that's when he informed me that my door was being kicked in over at 1143 Villa Street.
Oh, so they interviewed you at 815 8th Street.
Yes.
And they told you after the interview or whatever that they was kicking in your door on.
Yeah, he said, and they're just so you know, they're actually kicking your door in over at 1143 Villa Street. And if we had known you were so nice, we would have told you ahead of time.
So around what time was this?
This had to be between 12 and 1 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Because I know it was right around lunchtime.
Well, according to police reports, it's two different ones that contradict themselves. Mm-hmm. And also, this right here, Racine County Sheriff proper receipt. It says that they seized some from who was Brian? Brian.
Raymond Bryan is a
Raymond
friend of
Bryan.
mine. Yeah.
Okay, and they also said they seized a few. It's a couple documents on here, like 2-3 documents. I really can't understand the handwriting, but the police reports. Vandervest has a report that states that he seized these items for evidence, and then on the warrant return, he says he didn't seize any items for evidence out your home. Did you come to your house? Did you find anything missing in your home?
Well, when I came back over here after he told me the door had been kicked in, I came back over here and the garbage and stuff was poured out. A lot of stuff was misconstrued. So there was, I didn't initially pay attention to, the documents that were missing.
Right.
But there was no search warrant left here. I didn't see, any, like I said, I didn't see any paperwork that initially I could tell that was missing. So the documents that they have, I didn't notice were gone.
So do you even know if they even have those documents?
I don't know. I've never been made aware of anything that they took out of here.
So how did you find out about these documents right here?
Just by going through James Barker's paperwork, I found out. I saw all the stuff that they said that they had on the sheets, the property sheets and stuff like that. I was never made aware. Nobody ever told me that they ever took anything out of my house.
So on August 3rd, or was that August 1st?
August 1st, I went to the clerk's office.
So what happened at the clerk's office when?
On August 1st, I went to the clerk's office after all this stuff started to unravel.
Right.
I went to the clerk's office just to try to obtain a copy of the search warrant so I could take a look at that and any other documents that were pertaining to any of the reports that had to do with this incident, any of the property sheets or anything they may have taken out of my house. And they really didn't have anything there for me. They said that everything would be at the DA's office.
Did you know that the legal custodian of those documents you asking for is the clerk's office?
Yes.
Did you take a look at the sheriff department's website?
Yes.
And who they say is supposed to have those documents?
The clerk's office.
Did you fill out property? What was it?
A record request form. Yes, I did.
And what happened with that form?
I gave the form to the young lady at the clerk's office. I gave her the record request form, as well as a list of things that I was requesting individually, and she didn't have any of the paperwork that I was requesting from her. And she initially said that she had a copy of the search warrant, but she looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked for a very long time before she even came up with the copy of it.
According to this email right here from
December 7th, once again, at the urgent insistence of the defendant, I spent most of a morning, and I think it was more than that, going through every search warrant and return on file in the clerk of court's office from April to November 2015. Utter waste of time, but I did it, looking at the original warrants because the client was for some reason insistent on it. Nielsen, so help me God.